How much time do you take to fall asleep? Sleep latency is the amount of time taken by a person to transition from full wakefulness to falling asleep. So in simpler words, it basically means that it is the time taken by you to fall asleep once you hit the bed. For example, now you go to bed at around 10 o'clock and you are fast asleep by 10:15. Now this means that your sleep latency is 15 minutes. However, if you are going to bed at 11 o'clock and you fall asleep by 11:30, then your sleep latency is 30 minutes. The normal sleep latency is between 10 to 20 minutes, which means that ideally when you go to bed, you should fall asleep within this time range. Now, if you fall asleep within 5 minutes of sleeping, that means your sleep latency is too short. If you take more than 30 minutes to fall asleep, that means your sleep latency is too long. Now, why is sleep latency important? Or why is it that you should understand how much time do you take to fall asleep? Now, sleep latency helps you to identify your sleep habits. It also helps you to assess your sleep quality and also may help you to track your sleep and to make relevant changes in your lifestyle to get better sleep quality. It helps you to identify signs of insomnia or any type of sleep disorders. So now what affects your sleep latency? Number one is caffeine. Now if you are having caffeine, that is your tea or coffee late in the evening or somewhere during the late hours of the night, this will directly affect your sleep quality. Secondly, having heavy meals just before going to bed. Now ideally it is better to have your meals or your dinner or your last meal of the day at least 2 hours before going to bed. Now this helps in proper digestion and it also prevents that heaviness inside your body. Third is stress and anxiety. Now if you have any kind of stress or you are worried about something, directly this impacts the time it takes for you to fall asleep. Fourth is use of any type of screens like mobiles, laptops or watching TV late in the night. Now exposure to screens gives you exposure to more of blue light. Now blue light blocks the secretion of melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone which allows you to fall asleep. Ideally you should not be using any type of screens at least minimum 1 hour before going to bed. Another factor that affects sleep latency are your irregular sleep schedules. Now if you do not sleep at the same time every day and wake up at the same time, this directly will affect your sleep quality. Now understanding sleep latency is a very good way to assess your sleep health. Now if you're consistently or periodically taking a longer time to fall asleep or you're falling asleep very soon, then there may be some underlying reasons for this happening. So it could be a sign that something needs attention. Maybe you're overly stressed, there is anxiety or any other reason that is affecting your sleep. Sleep is one of the overall pillars for good health and overall well-being. So it is very important that you track your sleep habits so that you can fall asleep faster, sleep better and wake up more refreshed. Remember, sleep is one of the most important pillars of good health, just like diet and exercise. That's all for today. See you in the next video.